Look into SMU, right? Their first year in the ACC, their over win total in year one is 7.5. And to me, that's a credit to what Rhett Lashley's building there, what he's done, building talent, acquiring depth. And that's my thing. Is their depth up to par to compete in a better conference, a deeper conference, right? We saw them do well against an American the last couple of years. And yes, that's all fine and dandy. But hey, you open up your schedule and you host, out of conference, you host TCU and BYU, a couple Big 12 opponents. But then you got Florida State and Louisville right at the beginning of conference play. For all of those four teams, all in the first 6 weeks, and then you have a real chance to win some games in the ACC to make up some ground, right? Potentially, if you lose to Florida State and or Louisville, right? To me, I you got to test your depth. Your depth has to be better than what it's been, and also we can see that in the spring because yes, you're going to play some tough games early, but if you have depth and you're getting better and you're peaking in October and November, right? Then you're going to be able to go on a run and maybe backdoor your way into the ACC championship game and hit on your over under, all that good stuff. I love it. I do like their two deeps, right? They got a ton of upperclassmen on them. But are they guys that can play, or are they just older guys, right? Like Preston Stone's coming back, even Kevin Jennings behind him. I know you like him. I think they have a really interesting shot to be able to do some damage in the ACC, pending their depth. And then that's what we've seen with BYU, with Cincinnati, UCF, even a little bit, right? Teams that come and make that jump up to a bigger, tougher conference, right? Their depth was tested in year one. To me, Rhett Lashley knows and understands what he has to do, and he's been building for this. And I think they have a pretty good spot to do that, but we'll see and get that question answered in the spring.
Absolutely. This offense was awesome last year. It was awesome. My question is, can this offense still operate at the same level that it did when it was in the AAC? I think it potentially can. Honestly, like with all this conference realignment, you mentioned that SMU, their over under win totals at 7.5. That is the highest that I've seen of any new G5 team moving up to a Power 5 or Power 4 conference. That's the highest that I've seen in any conference. SMU is built to win football games. And is Jalen Knighton back next year? Maybe. I know LJ Johnson will be for sure. Their run game was really effective last year when they needed it to be. Their pass game was obviously super, super effective. I'm a huge fan. I am a I'm a huge fan of this team. So I guess I don't know. I looking at some of these transfers, like is Deuce Harmon going to be really good? I don't know. I guess that's a question. Like, how does their secondary look? Can it look, I guess, better? Can it improve from last year? Um, yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, look, their their defensive metrics look really good, right? But they also kind of beat up on some not so great competition. There will be better competition in these conferences that they're in. Plus, like when they faced some really good offenses, they did struggle. aka Memphis, right? But also everyone kind of struggled with Memphis's offense at the end of the game.
Yeah, how did Iowa
And
State do it?
and the boys were buzzing. They were buzzing. But yeah, I guess I'll just say can their secondary improve? I'll keep it simple. I can't wait to hear what's coming out of those camps come time for spring practice.